Apologies if you've been asked this ad nauseum, but at least
No
at one
worries.
point during your recovery, I was watching the Washington Mystics game. You had a sheet of paper,
Mm-hmm.
and I was wondering if you were taking notes, if that was a score sheet, what was on that paper, and besides learning how to like recover your body, did you learn something about the team while you were just watching?
Yeah, I mean, I was mostly tracking like offensive possessions for us and, whether we scored or whether it was an empty possession, whether that's a turnover, whether it's a bad shot, whatever that is. And I think as a point guard, it gave me an opportunity to learn. And obviously, I was aware of this before, but I think sitting on the bench gives you a different perspective of the sequence of a game is really important. For example, even though I made 3 threes in a row early in that first quarter this past Saturday, like I come down and I shoot another one when we probably could have got a 2 for 1, maybe 3 seconds prior, and then I come back down and I'm not aware of the clock and I turn the ball over. So it's just those little things that you watch that you have to be aware of like sequence wise, and you don't want a turnover and then you come back down the next possession, another turnover, a bad shot. You got to be able to, as a point guard, be able to process and understand what happened prior, and the next possession, know you need to help your team get a really good shot or things like that. So I think that's the biggest thing. It kind of helped me process from the sideline is you can really just digest the game in a different manner. Obviously, when you're on the court, it's so fast and there's so many different things I'm trying to read. I'm trying to read my post player. I'm trying to read the defense, all of that. But from the side, I think you can really understand how the game flows and what your team really needs in that moment.
Or what do you feel like this team needs? And what I mean by that, too, is you go on a road trip. In what ways can that be beneficial, even maybe just because of the newcomers and so many of you been in and out of the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, there's no excuses for, how it started. Obviously we would have loved to be healthier. We would have loved to maybe play a little better in certain games, but also I think that's like an opportunity for us to really grow and learn a lot about this group. And I think at the end of the year, we're going to really look back on the beginning of the season and be really thankful for it. And, it's going to show us a lot of areas where we can grow and how we could get better, and also things that we did well and will continue to do. But I think this, 3-game road trip after this game is going to be really important for us. And I think it honestly starts tonight. We need to come out here and have a dominant performance and play really well. These are the kind of games where you play really well and beat one of the top teams in the league, and then you play a couple days later and you can kind of have a letdown. So you have to come out and continue to have the same energy that we had on Saturday, and then take that into the road trip and hopefully just find some consistency, especially in the way we rotate and sub players and just being able to keep everybody healthy. Obviously, there's only so much of that you can control, but I think that'll be really important for us, and just find some consistency overall, offensively and defensively. Thanks, guys.